Saw my tattoo. She's like, "What does it mean?" I'm like, "It's like YOLO in Japanese."
Oh, fucking hell. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Dopecast.
Yay!
With me once again after his one episode hiatus is Sir Anderson.
Back from the dead.
Hell yeah. And with us today we have who?
LewishM.
LewishM. Hello,
Yeah.
LewishM.
Hello.
You've actually featured on previous podcasts,
By, like-
unbeknownst to you.
You have a, like accident, like notoriety.
Well, I suppose so. Anyway, I suppose we should jump straight into our questionnaire, why don't we? Lewish, how old are you?
I am a baby. I am 20.
20.
Uh-huh.
I get surprised every time I hear that.
Old man.
No, but like we started playing D&D 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, and I always thought you sounded way older than you actually were.
Well, you see, that's because my character was in his 30s, so I was really into the roleplay.
Yeah. Alright, so where are you from, Lewish?
I am from Scotland, Glasgow in Scotland, and I have always lived here, my whole 20 years.
Have you been outside it?
Yeah, on holidays, but I ain't never moved away or anything.
Will you?
Yes, I have to move in January.
Oh, where are you moving to?
We don't know yet. I am getting a new job, and I need to be placed somewhere in either EU or NA, and they figure out where after I do like a 12-week training course, and they get like my skill level and place me based on that. But they do not operate in Glasgow, so it won't be here.
That sounds really weird, but alright. Let's talk about it a bit later when we get to the work question.
Yeah.
LewishM. How do you pronounce that? I don't even know. Why are you called that?
It is my first name and the surname of my initial, LewishM, which was my nick
The
for
initial
a
of
while.
your surname, rather.
Yeah, initial surname. It was just LewishM. That because I am LewishM, and I ping timed it one day, and I had to come back, and you know you can't use your nick because your nick's still in the channel.
Yeah.
So I asked as viewer 424 or something back in the day. I said, "What do I do as a sub nick?" And somebody went, "Pretend you're Sean Connery." So I said, "LewishM." You know, because he says like shh, and he's from Scotland. So the
Yeah.
H went in, and that was it. It was funny. Everyone laughed. So I made the default nick LewishM, and it never changed. And now everyone thinks I'm from a district in London.
And I actually saw a photo of you next to a bus.
Yes, I have been
that
to the
goes
district
to
in London. Yes, on the bus. It
Fucking hell.
was one of the things I did when I went down there. It was good.
Alright, so how long have you been a part of the Dopelives community?
Yeah, well, about 4 years, because when I first came here, and I was chatting, and somebody said, "How old are you?" And I said, "Oh, I'm 16," and they destroyed me. They were really angry, and they were like, "Who's this fucking summer kid? Get out!" They were really angry at me. My name was just my fucking name, like.
Underage B%.
So what I did was I just stopped talking, and then about a year later, I started talking again, and everybody's like, "Oh, so how old are you?" I said, "I'm 18." Nobody noticed I was 18 for the next 2 years, because there was the year where I wasn't, and then I turned 18, so I was 18, and I eventually moved to 19. So nobody noticed I was 18 for about 2 years. But yeah.
Alright. When did you become a streamer?
2013, some point, was it?
I don't
I'm
fucking
pretty sure I was
know.
only 18 when I started
Feels
streaming.
like you've
so
been
yeah.
around forever as a streamer. You're quite
Yeah, we only
ancient.
started playing D&D and stuff as well, so yeah, it would have been about
Yeah,
2013.
Yeah. So how did you find this place originally as a 16-year-old?
I was at my friend's, and he's like, "Look at this really funny video I found." So I'm watching this really funny video. I can't quite remember the animal, but I know it goes up some sort of ladder.
It's the Starwolf, you mean?
Yeah, that's it. It must have been Stairwolf that I watched.
Yeah,
No,
right.
I watched Ladder Goat. It was hilarious. And then I think we actually watched a lot of your Amnesia videos before I actually hung around. And then I just came over. I was like, "Here we are. This is great." I'm 16. It wasn't so great, but for some reason I came back. And you just never really leave, do you? You don't ever get to leave.
Yeah, that's true.
You can check
That's
out
true.
anytime you like.
Yeah, but you can't ever leave.
Yeah.
So, Lewish, how much of a fat nerd are you really?
I mean, physically, I'm not fat, but on the inside, I'm morbidly obese. Like, I mean, nerd-wise, I don't even have much time to play video games now because I spend all my time playing real-life fucking nerd games like tabletop games and card games. And I come home and I play video games. I go to work, I sleep, I repeat the process. I take my 3DS to work to play on downtime.
Oh shit, man!
I just video
Not even
games.
hiding your power level.
No,
Jeez.
man, I have the Pokemon 3DS with a Pokemon like limited edition case.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, people are like, "What are you playing?" I'm like, "Pokemon." Like, come on.
What Pokemon? I'm sure someone will want to know that.
X or Alpha Sapphire I got, but I'm kind of mad because they came out one after the other, and I'm like, but I just finally got all the Pokemon I need. Like, why?
Yeah, that's how they rope you in, man. That's how they keep you playing those games.
But yeah, I like being a fat nerd. I just not fat yet.
They should make it so that they can somehow tell if you've played Pokemon before. And if you haven't, then you get a Pokemon game for free.
What?
You mean like actual Nintendo? Like should have a tracker on everyone who's previously bought a Pokemon game?
Yeah, so that everyone who hasn't can get it for free and get hooked.
Like those
It's
dealers
like
that
a
give you like
sampler of crack cocaine. Or
yeah,
something.
it's like you want to try some crack, like and in the back next week with the money.
Yeah. Of course.
First one's free.
So, Luigi, what do you do for a living right now?
Right now,
Where you-
I have the illustrious job of working in a contact center, which is the modern day
Fuck is a
term.
contact center.
It's the modern day term for call center, like the way you don't call
Oh.
a
But
receptionist.
but you don't
a
even
receptionist
sound
anymore.
Indian.
I
Do
know.
you have to fake an Indian accent?
No, interestingly enough, the company I work for will only accept British citizens. You need a British passport.
Oh,
Uh,
wait, a passport?
Yeah, you need to show you live here and that you're from here.
But you can live there without having a passport.
You can, and that means you can't work here.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, a passport is like a legal document that you have to get for traveling outside the country, right? Can't you show a citizenship, something or another?
Nope.
Surely.
You can show your birth certificate, but if it's not from the UK, then you aren't going to get a job.
Yeah, I suppose. Don't you have something like a visa or a green card or something?
We do, and it's just the company specifically is like
All
British
right.
call
So,
center for
what
British
kind
people.
of calls do you take?
I work
Or-
for student
or do you call out?
finance.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
If you cannot figure out the simple student finance form, you phone me and you say, I'm a retard, but somehow I made it to university. Can you give me my money? And 9 times out of 10 I'll say yes, but then occasionally you'll phone up and you'll shout at me and I will say no. Because the joys of working for the government is that there's no such thing as the customer is always right. We can fuck you over as often and as freely as we like, and it's great. Nah, you do get in trouble if you're rude, obviously, but there's no
Well,
like...
yeah, obviously.
It's like we
Yeah.
have the ability to hang up on rude customers, and like we don't need to listen to their demands and stuff. Like we have the information, we're the last say. So I like that freedom. It's a call center, but they phone me, so I'm not like ringing all day long,
Right.
and I don't need to put up with anyone who's just straight up being like a dick.
So are you super like knowledgeable about the legal code surrounding like student financing?
Yeah, I'm actually
Or do
really
you,
good
like,
at my
do
job.
you just like Google it when they call in and ask something? Like, I
we
don't
we
fucking
do
know,
have
let me check.
we actually do have a system that's like a Google, but like specifically for all our stuff.
Oh, wow.
And you're expected to use that on every call, even if you know what you're doing, just so that you can like you
that
link
makes
it
sense.
after the call, so you can say, "I used this. This is where I got my info, so I'm not wrong." Type thing.
All
So
right.
we do essentially Google your problem.
All right. Some while ago, while I was playing some Path of Exile with Chips, I believe, you joined the TeamSpeak and you had quite an interesting story. Would you like to repeat that? Or
Which
would
one
you
was it?
Rather not. You got a call from a girl who was quite upset. I guess I'll just spoil it because one of her parents had died. Like
Oh yeah.
the
Well,
co-signer.
technically, we're not allowed to discuss our calls at work. So theoretically, if a girl were to call me
All right.
and her parent had died, it was horrible. Like she was like younger than me. So this like child going to uni thing, and like
Yeah,
when,
yeah.
when you get a student loan, it is a loan, but they don't have credit or anything like students. So
Yeah.
you just get someone to support their application, who's usually their parents, and we use
yeah.
their money and stuff. And she'd done that for mum, fantastic, yay, theoretically. And she then-
Hypothetically speaking.
yes,
of course.
and she phones up and I'm like, hey, I can help. And she's like, I need to take that parent off my application. I'm like, well, that's going to be bad for your loan. Why have you got to do that? She's dead. I was like, right. Oh, well. And it was horrible because it's a loan and money and legal stuff. So this is the little girl asking, like, what do I do? And I'm like, I need your death certificate. I need a letter explaining the situation. I need your other parents' financial information because it's their responsibility now. And she was, she's sad on the phone. And like, I hung up on that call and I'm just sitting there like, I am the devil.
Yeah, it must feel like it for sure.
If it makes anything any better, she probably did get. If she did what I said, she's gonna get all her money anyway. She can still go to university, but
yeah, still, it's got to be a pain in the ass.
It's got to be very taxing in her situation.
Yeah, exactly. In so many ways, so emotionally draining to do that. All right, so you were talking about a new job, like you went to some training course or something. What was that all about?
I will be an IT consultant. It's a post-grad job because I graduated in July, so I was actually able to start looking for real work.
Yeah,
you know,
what degree?
I have an honours degree in games development.
Oh my god!
Right, I'm that much of a
Look at this
fathead
fat
as well.
nerd.
Yeah.
Right.
It's essentially just computer science, and then they threw games on top.
Yeah.
Like,
so when are you basically adapting Weiss Schwarz to go on Steam? Is what I'm asking.
Tomorrow. Nah, I don't actually want to make games. I learned that during my course that making games seems pretty horrible, actually. And also to elaborate, an honours degree is, I don't even know if it's UK only, maybe Scotland only, but it's more than a bachelor's degree, but less than a master's, and it took me 4 years. I know you don't have them in Scandinavia because chat always go, honours degree, is that like where you got an honorary degree, haha? And it's like, no, it's better than yours. Literally recognised in the EU as better than yours. So
I'll cop to it being better than mine.
Yeah, mine as well.
I have a 10th grade, so.
Yeah. So I got that. I went to this thing and there was like a postgraduate job for IT consultants, and
All right.
they basically said you have the qualifications but you don't have the experience. And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, nobody in IT has the experience. It's literally the most horrible situation. We have all these like young 20-year-olds with all these fancy degrees, but they've never actually worked.
And they can't get a job without experience, of course.
So what I do is this company, I do the 12-week training, which starts in October, ends in January, and they pay me for that, and I learn. Basically, it says you're going to learn more than you learned in your 4 years of uni because you'll be in here 9 to 5, 5 days a week. And everyone's like, well, I was full-time at uni. And he goes, no, you went to uni, don't lie to me. You went like twice a week. Sometimes you didn't go. You were drunk. Like, you had one exam. Like, he goes, I know what a computing degree looks like. You're going to think about how much you would have learned if you actually sat and done a 9 to 5 of learning like a job. That's what you're going to do for 12 weeks. And he's like, right. At the end of that, they sell me to a client for 2 years. They have to. If I go to the training, they have to either give me to a client or pay me for the 2 years. So I will get a job.
Wow,
or
nice.
That's a good deal.
Yeah. They get the money because they have clients who pay them for us.
Yeah.
And then they pay us less than they got paid for us, but we get the job, which otherwise we couldn't have gotten.
It's like a hiring firm or whatever kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, as we said, literally all we sell is graduates. So they give me a job for 2 years somewhere in EU or NA. It's actually a worldwide company, but I don't speak Chinese, so I can't go to Asia. I don't speak Spanish, so I can't go to South America. Right. And I didn't want to go to South Africa, so I said no.
You fucking racist. Come on, what's wrong with South
They're
Africa?
all white!
Let's go live in District 9 or something.
Yeah, so
So what does an IT consultant do? What are you going to do in that job?
I specialize in development. So basically, their clients obviously won't have their own IT departments or very specialized IT departments. So we go in and do, like, if they need a new program, we develop it. They got a broken one, we'll fix it. Like, just IT for a company that doesn't have its own IT. It's just outsourcing its IT department.
I see. So you won't be working for like an IT company as such. You might be
No,
working for
most
like a
of the
supermarket
clients-
who needs a new product sorting
Almost-
thing or something like that.
All their clients are banks or those weird kind of computers you don't realize are actually multi-million-dollar companies. Like, one of the ones is the company that make self-serve checkouts.
Yeah.
And
of course.
easily that is actually worth more than like so many big names. And the other one that makes ATMs, like cash machines and walls, is like people actually program those, you know.
Yeah, of course.
So
I
There's
hear a
ones
lot
like
of that kind of stuff, at least like ATMs and like cash registers and shit, is running on like super old infrastructure, like coding language from the 70s kind of stuff.
So you can work for them, but mainly it's banks.
Alright, fair enough. Alright, let's move on. So, when... wow.
We touched on this already.
Yes, we did a little bit. You did mention your hobbies briefly, but when you're not playing or watching video games, what are your other hobbies?
Yeah, I like real life game, like board games. I mean, I played.
So what kind of like are you like a grandmaster chess player, or do you
Yeah,
play
that's
a lot of
great
different
chess.
board games?
Nah,
Like,
I play a lot of board games for fun. I love Ticket to Ride. Like, if you've never played Ticket to Ride, you go buy it and you sit and play it. 'Cause it's fantastic.
Yeah,
I love
it's
that
pretty
one.
great.
I think I have it on Steam
yeah, it's alright on
Amazing.
Steam as well.
because they ported it to.
Kind of loses a
video
little
game.
bit of the experience though, but yeah, it's a fun game.
But games like that, they're fun. I like to meet up with my friends and play those. There's actually so many places in Glasgow for like board. If you live in Glasgow and you think you can't be a nerd, you're objectively wrong because there's so much you can go and do. Right, I like Warhammer 40k. It's fun, great fun. I haven't played it in a while because God, you got to carry so much stuff into the shop, and you got to like arrange a game. Otherwise, you're gonna get stuck with some autist in this Grey Knight army, and you just don't want to be there. Like, I mean, like it's just not fun.
Like
but-
Warhammer always seemed like too much effort for me. I'd rather just play a video game.
Yeah, Warhammer it's got set up. You have to think through the game.
You have to like paint and fucking
Yeah,
do the
paint and
models
build
and
them.
shit as well.
Yeah.
And it costs so much money.
They do, and so I said, well, this costs so much money and effort. I'm going to play card games. Trading card games. They can't cost any more, can they? They
And
can.
then he went in to buy a Black Lotus.
Now, I play Weiss Schwarz mainly, which is a Japanese trading card game translated to English with a German name. It's fantastic.
Great.
Weiss Schwarz.
So
is,
it's basically just anime
yes,
trading cards.
all the decks.
So it's kind of like
play-
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Actually,
Yeah.
Japanese translated to English with a German name. That sums up a lot of anime.
That's true.
The all the sets are based on anime. You got the Attack on Titan set, you got the Fairy Tail set, you got the Bakemonogatari, Love Live, Angel Beats. I bought it for Angel Beats. It's my
I know
favorite
one
anime.
of these things, but okay.
Yeah.
So are those like different? Are those like colors, almost like different decks, or can you mix and match?
Well, there's two formats, but the tournament one, no, you cannot mix and match. So if you want to play your Angel Beats cards, all your deck is from Angel Beats. If you want to play
Alright,
Attack on
fair
Titan,
enough.
all your cards from Attack on Titan. But your opponent's cards don't matter. The enemies go against each other. The whole game is obviously balanced around playing the other sets.
Oh, all right.
So you play your favorite anime against the other guy's favorite anime, and you win because the power of your waifu flows through you. That's the theory. The reality is
Alright.
some sets are objectively better because
Well, of course.
balance, and everybody plays Hatsune Miku, and it's really maddening because she beats you into the dirt, and you're screaming, "Name the Miku anime, because she isn't in one."
I was just about to ask. She's not an anime. She's one of those Vocaloid things, right?
Yes,
yeah,
she is.
she's like the famous one.
Weiss was a small struggling game,
That's,
so
so
they put
is there
Miku.
also a Gorillaz set?
Yes, it should fucking should be. The game's great though. It's great fun. It's really casual.
It doesn't
Like,
have
lo-
like the really big mainstream animes, does it? Like Dragon Ball or Naruto or stuff.
It got Attack on Titan last week. That's the biggest thing it's got. That was
Yeah, I
huge
suppose
for it.
that's pretty
Yeah.
pretty mainstream. Also, not so much anymore though. It's like 90s animes, those kind of.
Yeah.
Right. So, what video games are you playing right now, Lewish?
I am playing HOTS.
Hot.
HOTS. Heroes of the Storm.
So yeah, tell me about HOTS.
HOTS is Blizzard's. I have never played a Blizzard game other than StarCraft 2. So
What the
I-
fuck is wrong with you?
I'm too young for Warcraft. So
Jesus.
I go into
You
this
didn't even
just
play like WoW? Or...
HOTS is basically Dota, right?
Yes.
Oh, this is a mobile game based on Blizzard characters. I like it because Blizzard characters are cool and it's fun getting to know them.
But you don't know any of them.
Exactly, but I
It's
get
like,
to know them, and I play
who's
it.
this Diablo guy? I've never seen him before. Fuck.
It's great fun, and the game is silly and casual, but you can sort of be competitive. But if you lose, you don't care because it's not really competitive.
Yeah.
I still always play League of Legends, but I just don't have the time to actually be winning at that game. Like, it's so slow, and Dota's even slower, and I don't like it. But
Yeah.
Dota does have the snake dude, which is cool. So
What,
HOTS
it's
is
like Venomancer or
yeah,
something?
yeah, they put snakes down and
Christ.
But HOTS game can last between 10 and like 20 minutes. So
Yeah.
if you got like an hour, you can get in 3 of them. You got an hour in the other MOBAs, you get one and a bit. Like,
Yeah, that's
If
true.
you got an hour in the others, you're not sure you have time for a game because it might
Yeah,
last 70,
especially
80
in
minutes.
Dota, yeah, and they take
So,
forever sometimes.
That's actually
I've
one
been
of the
playing
things that killed MOBAs for me is I don't know how much time I have to allocate to sit down and play a game, and that kind of stresses me out.
other games, I mean, I'm busy. Work is a hell of a lot of time, and then
So you're playing Pokemon and HOTS.
Pokemon and HOTS. What else? I play CS:GO still when you got the time, but that is the same deal. That's long, but I usually try and get like 1 or 2 CS:GO games in a night. And
You really like Mass Effect. I mean, you started trying out Mass Effect 1 and you just binged on those 3.
I had completed them all several times already. I just said,
Oh, you
chat,
had?
finally deserved to see a playthrough from start to finish without a streamer giving up. So I just sat in like 2 weeks and streamed the entirety of Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. I think it totaled in at like 64 hours or something because I'd done all the side quests.
Were you between work then or something?
Yes,
'Cause you were
I was
streaming, like,
I was
6+
unemployed at
hours
that
a day.
time.
Yeah. fucking
Yeah.
hell.
Being employed just now means like whenever I want to set up a stream, I sort of have no projects because I'm just playing these competitive games because
Yeah,
I don't have
yeah.
time to sit down and play a game. So, but back then I was like, yeah, you want to see all 3 Mass Effect games? Let's fucking go! I'll show you all 3 Mass Effect games. Careful what you wish for.
All right, Anderson, why don't you take the next question since you wrote it and all?
Yeah. This is
The question of the week.
a question of the week, yeah. Lewish, if you could pick any video game to be made into an episodic anime or have an episodic anime made about it, which game would you pick and what kind of anime would it be?
Oh, you can't drop this on me.
You had time to read it in
I
advance.
did.
We were debating whether to do this or the actual opposite question, which anime would you make into a game?
All right. I mean, honestly, you gotta say League of Legends as an anime would be fantastic. It'd be a action anime like.
Like a shonen, almost.
Yeah, it'd be a shonen. I mean, they got that guy who used to write the Warhammer books to do the lore now, and the last few bits.
League of Legends has
characters.
lore.
Yeah, they're writing it now. They gutted it all out, and they got in like because they wrote it in like their basement when the game was in like pre-season, and they
Yeah.
got in a guy who used to write the Horus Heresy books, Graham McNeil. I think he done the Ultramarines books as well. So I was kind of interested because I was like, oh, I read his books. They're cool, and like they had a pirate lore weekend, and they had like a river fish demon guy who'd be
What?
released, and he was cool. And honestly, all the characters at this point are just getting more and more anime, and everything seems to be getting edgier. And like every shonen anime needs lots of edgy anime characters.
That's
Not to
true
mention it
enough.
has like 100 bajillion players who would like watch it. That might be
Yeah,
horrible.
and it has plenty of fan service as well.
Yeah, so I'd probably say that'd make a great shonen anime. Or right, just go the whole way. I downloaded a game called Fairy Fencer F because
What?
Fairy Fencer F. Yeah.
That sounds like the title of an anime.
Yeah, because it's like a VN with JRPG combat and stuff.
Oh Christ! Is there at least porn in it?
No, there's not, but there's like
Oh Christ!
hot girls.
You fucking weeb.
So I'm playing that, and I'm playing the game, and it's fun enough, but I couldn't just stop thinking, can this just be an anime already? Like the cutscenes and stuff are better than me playing the game. I just want to watch. I just want to know what's gonna happen.
Fair enough.
I tried streaming Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
Yeah,
And I had a
that should be an anime.
I had a lot of fun playing it, but honestly, if I could just sit back and watch it all as a movie, I would be content as well, because those cutscenes are off the hook.
Man, Metal Gear Solid, the anime. Metal Gear Solid, fucking Metal Gear Solid, the live action movie. It'll make millions. Oh wait, they released it. It's called Metal Gear Solid.
I actually haven't played any Metal Gear games ever before Revengeance.
Me
Ah,
neither,
well,
except
that's-
for the Metal Gear games. I've never played Revengeance either.
Those are my favorite games of all time.
Maybe I should give him
The
a
entire series.
Yeah, the whole series, 3 and 1, like on their own, would be up there. Oh, so good.
The next
5 is
question
coming.
we have to admit is probably kind of inspired by Lewish.
Yeah, I suppose.
Lewish, who is your waifu? And you can only pick one.
Kanade Tachibana.
Kanawana what now?
Kanade Tachibana. She's the angel from Angel Beats. Come on, guys.
The what from the what
Who
now?
She is the
She is
basically
the Angel Beats.
yeah, she's the main character in Angel Beats, my favorite anime.
What is Angel Beats? I mean, I know it's an anime, but
It's-
what is it?
It's a feelsy anime set in the afterlife for kids who died young with unfair lives, and they are basically really pissed that that happened to them, so they're rebelling in the afterlife. That's the first episode. I'm not spoiling it. That's the setting.
That sounds terrible.
It does, doesn't it? It's amazing though, and they really hate Kennedy because she's an angel. So like she is the thing they hate, and they try and kill her all the time. You can't die in the afterlife.
So
though,
she's like the evil stepmother or something? What? I don't...
she's
Is
actually
she like the guardian of limbo or something? Why are they
more or
angry
less.
at her?
She makes sure they behave in limbo at first, and like
Sounds like
Okay.
she's shit at her job.
Yeah.
yeah, she is. I mean, I'm not going to spoiler it, but she kind of is.
Alright.
But at the same time,
Fair enough. Fair enough. So,
But she's
what
great.
kind of like what genre is it?
It's drama, I guess. Like it's just about
So it's
making
like
you
super
sad.
heavy.
Yeah, it's kind of heavy. It's only 13 episodes though, so it's one season, so it's not as heavy. I mean, Studio is key, and they make lots of heavy anime, but it's not as bad as previous ones because it was so short. So you sort of like, oh, that was sad, but I didn't really know her. Like,
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
but I just think it's great. It's like you can watch it in like one day if you're that kind of if you binge watch shows, you'll do it in a day 'cause it's like 6 hours. And
All right. That's fair enough.
I got
Is there
me
a
an
second
Angel
season
Beats
coming?
tattoo.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something. Man, of all the turbo weebs we've had on, I think you might be the weebest of the weebs.
I got my Metal Gear Solid tattoo booked as well. Does that count? It's from Japan.
Do you speak any Japanese?
No. Other than like the words everybody knows like kawaii and sayonara and stuff like those aren't. That's like saying,
Oni-chan.
yeah, it's not like saying bonjour doesn't make you French.
Well, it does when you do.
Can you
All right then.
what? Can you say that again? Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Doesn't make
Guys, please, it's bonjour.
Fucking hell. All right, Anderson. I think we're moving on to the feedback, and that
Yay!
is usually your corner. So I'll leave it to your capable hands. if
Yeah,
you can.
I had handpicked some stuff from the episode 8 feedback, and I've picked out a few things from episode 9 as well.
Oh, okay.
So first off, we have from episode 8, Smexy Jeebus once again.
Yeah.
And he had a lot to say. What I picked out was, I don't consider sadism inherently evil. I semi-recently went into this a bit on that pretty shitty hatred video that Extra Credits did, but being a sadist isn't quite the same as being an asshole or a torturer or a serial killer. Just trying to cover all the bases. There are plenty of sadists, especially sexual sadists, who enjoy the act of causing pain but don't do so to those who don't want it.
Which is fair enough. I'm not entirely sure you can conflate sexual sadism with being a sadist in general. I mean, a sadist is somebody who enjoys when people suffer.
Yes.
So I don't see how you can. Well, okay, so being a sadist isn't evil, just as being, I don't know, a pedophile or I
Weeb.
don't know, somebody who likes to whatever isn't evil unless you practice it.
Yeah.
That I can agree on, but if you're a sadist and you act in sadistic ways, then that's definitely evil, right?
If you act in sadistic ways non-consensually.
Yes, of course. I mean, that's why it's
But
kind
I-
of
but
important
I-
to split
but-
out
but
the
it-
sexual part, I think.
But I think that's basically his point. His point is that being a sadist doesn't make you evil. Being a sadist and acting it out without consideration of others'
Being a
well-being.
sadist isn't evil. Being sadistic is evil.
And speaking as a sadist, I of course hardly agree.
All right, fair enough.
What did I miss on these previous podcasts?
You missed a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
I was not on for the one that was all about drugs in Mexico, but the one before that was about pedophiles. So
Yeah.
there's something for every taste.
yeah.
Gonna get into a bit of a fight here with the next one. Dog Life says, standard monster is best monster. My ass, the 0-calorie ones are master race. And
That's just wrong.
it's perfectly fine. He is allowed to say that. There is no law against being wrong.
Exactly. He's allowed his opinion.
Yeah,
He's
it's just
allowed to be
bad and
wrong.
shitty.
Do people actually drink Monster?
I love Monster. I had it as my weekly recommendation on episode 8.
Why don't you drink Rockstar? What's wrong with you?
I've never seen or heard of an energy drink called Rockstar. When I come
Rockstar,
to
dwarfs.
Scotland, you'll treat me to one, and I'll try it out.
You get this
Rockstar
shit's
exists
like
here.
$1.50 a can. I ain't treating you. Buy your own damn Rockstar.
Like Rockstar Energy, I thought that was some sort of GTA thing at first.
No, it's
it's
just, I mean, the plain just tastes like Red Bull, like plain energy drink, but the flavors, they're just so much better than Monster.
They're quite alright.
I've never had it. I'm open to trying it, though. I'm always open to trying new things. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Here's a question I actually agree with. Stefan Young asks, why doesn't Dopelives have a Facebook page?
Because Facebook is horrible.
I would not be able to survive seeing the memes that some of the commenters would post on there.
But don't you think it would be good, like, to reach out to...
People who use Facebook?
Yeah, to people who want, casual watchers, not people that are in the chat community every day, but people who might tune in for a marathon or a special event to kind of have a place to do stuff like that. You don't think that would be beneficial?
No.
Well, that's that then.
At least not as long as it's Facebook. Because Facebook is Facebook, and Facebook is like one of the most horrible websites on the internet.
Why?
I really hate Facebook.
Okay, I can kind of tell, but why?
Just the website, their policies, the company, everything about Facebook is just so wrong. And for companies to use Facebook as some sort of marketing platform is just... I don't know, it just feels so weird. It's like a perversion of what it's meant to be. It's meant to be like this place where you connect with friends. It's like your Facebook. It's like an old thing where like people drew faces in books to like remind you of...
I agree,
like,
but that's
old
just
contact
not
and
what
stuff
it
like that.
is anymore. Maybe it was that in 2003. I don't know. But
I've never ever seen a company Facebook page that I have not been like, at. So I don't see why this community's Facebook page would be any better. It's just like, why does this exist? Please, just stop. No,
You can, however, follow us on
don't
Twitter.
ask me to like all these things. Twitter, on the other hand, is great. I love Twitter. Twitter is excellent. It's like, if you want to communicate with a lot of people, Twitter is excellent.
Well, that answers that one.
That
We ain't
answers
getting
that.
a Facebook page, boys. Boss says no.
all right, next question. I felt like this question was very, very fitting. I handpicked it for this episode. Oskjable, I think, asks, since you keep inviting weebs, why don't you talk about anime? And well,
I suppose his request got filled.
yeah, lucky.
I
him.
don't like this brush arm turf. I'm actually not that big of a weeb.
You are the
Like,
You have a fucking angel pits
You're like the
tattoo,
fourth
nigga.
biggest
You're the
weeb in
weebest of the
chat.
weebs.
You're like the fourth biggest weeb in chat.
No, not at all.
There's
really
there's
liked
Green
the
Miscreant,
anime.
and there's
Then Lewish.
Ska, and then there's you.
Yeah.
Third biggest weeb.
Like, I really like the anime I like, but I've not seen much anime. Like, see when I hang out like at the nerdy places in Glasgow and stuff, and people talk about anime, I have no idea what's going on. I've never seen anything even slightly off the mainstream. Like, I've seen like 6 animes in full. And I get that's 6 more than a normal person, but that's like at least 5 below weeb level. And
How close is I Want to Be the Strongest in the World to being your favorite anime?
I've seen 2 episodes. and then I
Oh, that's
gave
as
up.
far as I got as well.
Yeah, it's cool, but it's like okay, I can watch real wrestling to see like tits pressed against the mat.
Honestly, if they had gone for more of a, I don't know, not shonen, but like more of a fighting anime and less of a fan service anime, soft porn anime, I would probably have gotten into it.
Yeah, but like I just really like the anime I do like, but I know nothing about like anime or Japanese culture and stuff. I just
They like
some
sushi,
animes.
I guess.
I do actually, but I mean
No,
that's mainstream.
Yeah, you fucking weeb. You eat
Come on,
fish?
you can buy
Jeez.
sushi anywhere.
I bet you own a katana.
I do not own a katana.
Is it even legal in Scotland to own a katana?
No,
No, you
only
have to be
claymores.
claymore sized. Yeah.
Of course.
Okay, this
But I mean, I could talk about some animes if Oxiable really wants.
We already have talked about some animes,
I'm
I think.
sure we'll get
Yeah.
into them again.
Yeah, perhaps. Or maybe not, because I have nothing in common.
Le-
Although I do actually watch a fair bit of anime.
Last
sometimes.
question. I'm not sure if this question is about subscribers or sandwiches or sound quality. It's Julian Soto asking, why do you use sub-boosters? I'm sure he means sub-boosters.
Sub-buster.
And shit to get fake subs.
It's definitely about subscribers, and it's definitely about YouTube.
I was
I
so
was just
hoping it
thinking
would be about sandwiches.
Yeah, I was thinking about like 6-inch footlongs.
Sub boosters to get fake subs. Like, wait, how does that make any sense in terms of sandwiches?
I don't
Why
know.
would you shit on them?
I think it's a question basically that the YouTube channel has like 100,000 subscribers, but we get like 4 to 8,000 views per video. Like, it's very low ratio of people actually watching the videos for the most part.
How many of our
And-
subs are like inactive now?
Yeah, exactly. I've never used any like subscription booster or anything like that. That just seems silly. But yeah, like a lot of them are inactive, and I suppose the content has kind of shifted. In the past, it was more just videos of me laughing. Now it's more varied in a
They
way.
grow up as well. Like
Yeah, of
you can only
course.
laugh at Ladder Goat for so long.
Yeah, and people drift away from YouTube and all that kind of stuff as well.
I don't
You
think
just-
a lot
you
of
never
people
really-
drift away from YouTube. I mean, YouTube is just growing bigger.
It's fair enough, but
Yeah,
maybe
but
they make a new account or they forget
You also
their
never
subscriptions
really-
or something.
Unsubscribe. Like
Yeah.
somebody falls to the bottom of your subscriptions and you don't check his updates, or whatever. But you don't really ever bother going onto the channel to hit unsubscribe, do you? Like,
Yeah, it's very
No.
seldom. Yeah.
All
All right,
That's it
so
for the
that is
feedback.
the feedback. Cool. Next topic is our weekly recommendations. Anderson.
I would actually like to reprise a recommendation I've done before.
That's not allowed.
that's cheating.
So I'll cheat. That's fine.
I will not have cheating on my episode. It's my one shot.
And because it's a recommendation specifically aimed at you, Lewish.
All right, I'll listen.
Because you like nerd games, I would like to recommend you a game called Infinity.
Oh, that's the one where you can play as like the cyborg Scotsman, isn't it?
Yes.
I know that one.
Well, I recommend you find the least autistic local player and have him give you a demo game, because it is really fun. I'm playing it a lot these days.
All right. Guess
Very well.
So it's in Infinity War.
No, it's just called Infinity.
Infinity Wars, is that?
That's a card game, yeah.
Okay, I'll shill a little more. Their website is infinitythegame as one word.com.
Are you getting paid for this, Anderson? Because otherwise, I'm gonna have to bleep this out.
On the note of shelling, Infinity War's just got the most PR they've had since release date.
That's fucking true. Is that game entirely dead yet? It
I
probably
don't know. I
is.
think Fate Weaver still sits in the queue.
I downloaded it and it wouldn't launch, and
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it started doing that for a while.
and they were like, "What
It's
error
actually
message are
quite
you
fun
getting?"
For a while, but
Nothing.
then-
To be
It
clear to
just-
the listeners, Infinity is the recommendation. Infinity Wars is a joke.
Yeah, Infinity Wars is like an online card game, like Hearthstone or something like that. That just failed miserably at launch. But Lewis, do you have a recommendation for our
I-
listeners?
Do, and everybody's laugh at my pronunciation because the letters I can't do come through. I recommend an offer.
An offer?
An offer, like AUTHOR, an offer.
Oh, an author.
I can't do TH, okay?
Wow.
And for the rest of the podcast, that's one of the worst words, but everyone's going to notice for the rest of the podcast I don't do TH properly.
How do you say the?
An offer.
Effa.
No, but you don't do an F sound with the. You should just say the. Like,
All right.
but yes.
So an offer.
Yeah. Dealing with it. It's Brandon Sanderson.
Brandon Sanders.
Son. Sanderson.
Brandon
I
Sir
mean-
Anderson?
Yeah, why not? Brandon Sir Anderson.
What
No.
what books has he written?
Probably the most known ones is he took over Wheel of Time at the end because they realised it was like dying and rolling on, doing nothing. It was in book
Is that
24.
like the Jordan series?
It's this
Or am I-
really long series just called Wheel of Time. Lots of people liked it, but it got
Who
to,
was
like,
the original author of that?
I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
But they got him in to co-author it and like try and wrap it up because he can actually
Right.
write.
Right.
But him himself, he writes these books, like, he's always set in like different worlds. He's made so many like unique sort of universes, and there's like always magic in them, but it's like this really unique drawback magic, like. And there's a couple of his books which is really good. I'd recommend, if you want to just read one book, read Warbreaker, because it's standalone. And like in that world, people like trade breath. Breath is your soul, so everybody starts with one, right?
Okay.
And you can buy it from people. It's like a really precious resource, and the more you get, the more in touch with the world. And people who go above like thousands of souls can like see more colors, can hear music and normal speech and stuff. Like they are.
Wait, isn't that Bloodborne?
Who knows? This book's old. So they're like tuned to the world, and if you go below one, if you ever get to 0, you can't ever have any more. You're stuck at 0 and you have no soul and everything's grey and your life is horrible. So that's like being poor. And casting magic requires breath. So you buy lots of breath.
So it's basically an analogy for social classes, or
yeah, because the gods have the most, and their palaces are super amazing because just being by them makes them amazing. And there's actually a dictatorship, and some fancy little princess from the nearby land who does not want to get conquered has to go marry the emperor, and it's just about her awful time in the magic world.
I think I've read the blurb on that or something. That sounds familiar, the plot.
And then if you want to read a trilogy and a much better set of books, I mean I love Warbreaker, but there's a much better set of books, read the Mistborn trilogy, which starts with the Final Empire. And
I've heard of this.
Yeah, in this world, certain people can cast certain kind of magic by using metal inside their stomachs, so they have to drink like vials of water with a flake of a certain metal in it. Like, and
that's such a weird thing to say. They can cast magic with metal inside their stomach.
Yeah, and like,
but yeah,
if certain people can only do one metal. Most people aren't magic. Then there's a few people who can do one metal. If you can only burn copper, that gives you super strength, and you're used as like a mercenary because you can punch really hard. I can't remember the other ones.
If you can do all of them, is that when you become the full metal alchemist?
Yes. No, it's not. That's when you become an allomancer.
An allomancer.
Yeah.
As in alloy or as in all?
Alloy.
Alloymancer.
Because it's metals.
Okay.
And like, there's really cool combinations.
Sounds like the bender, whatever the fuck. Airbender? The last whatever bender? What does he bend?
Air.
Airbender.
And they have these really cool combinations to do stuff by like one of their abilities is to push yourself in the opposite direction of any piece of metal, and another one is to pull any piece of metal. Yeah. So people who can only
how do they work?
Push. People who can only push and pull are sort of pointless. People who can pull are used in armies to like pull swords from the enemy soldiers and stuff, and people who can push like launch coins like shotguns and stuff.
If I was on a battlefield and there was 1,000 men running at me with swords, I would not use my superpower to pull those swords towards me.
Out of their hands, right? But the people who can do both can
out of their hands. They don't have their swords anymore. That's good. I have 1,000 swords flying at my head. That's not good.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you can deactivate it before it
and then like the people who can do both can like fly by pushing from like metal on the ground and then pulling at one like in another direction. Essentially just sort of like magnetize themselves through places.
Right.
So once you can do everything, you sort of get like 100 times more options.
So is the protagonist somebody who is an allomancer?
Yes, a Mistborn actually. They're all allomancers here. Mistborn if you can do everything.
Oh, I see.
It's this lot. The first one, there's an evil dictator, and everyone's slaves basically, except from rich white people, and rich white people have it great. And then these slave rebels go and try to take down all the rich white people, and I'm going to spoil it because it's pretty much spoiled in the blurb. I'm sure they win. The next 2 books are them realizing, oh shit, we really need the dictator back. And it's a fantastic trilogy. It really is. The second book kind of drags because it's a trilogy, and they're like, let's fill our second book. But first and third are fantastic.
Like,
and you won't mind
travel to Mordor and nothing happens. Oh, there's a spider, and then nothing happens.
Yeah, but you're not going to mind the second book because you'd love the first one that much, and you'd need to see the ending, so you'd go to the third one, which is even better. So
fair enough.
Read Brandon Sanderson's books if you like fancy magic.
Brandy Anderson's. All right, I'll check it out after I finish The Witcher. All right, my recommendation this week is slightly different, I suppose. Rather than being a game or a book or a piece of music or something like that, I'm going to recommend a diet. I've ever since I moved, which has been like 2 weeks now, I think, about there, I have been eating low carb, high fat, and it's really quite good. like in terms of well, as far as diets goes, because you can eat a lot of good things, and I haven't been hungry, which is like very rare, because I usually get cravings, like you want to buy some potato chips or something like that, but I haven't really felt the need to do that. I'm not sure how long I can keep this up, hopefully somewhat permanently, but basically you just cut out things like bread and rice and potatoes and of course sugar from your diet, and you eat more fat.
Horrible.
No. Well, it isn't though, in comparison.
Oh well.
Oh well.
I guess I don't really understand that.
No, you wouldn't need that because you're a thin person.
I mean, I'm on a weird diet and it's scary and I don't like it.
You're on a what?
It's a weird diet, so I your recommendation, I wouldn't be able to try it yet.
Why are you on a weird diet?
I am trying to not be, like, I'm not fat, but I have like a high fat percentage of what actually is on me.
Body fat,
So
yeah.
so I am eating almost vegan at the now. I know you already had Spooky on, so you don't need to speak about this. But no, on days where you go to the gym, you can eat like proteiny stuff and chicken and good food, and then days when you're not exercising, you try and just eat like vegan food because it's also low fat and you can actually get good protein stuff, and it's horrible, but it's working.
And for me, it's really tasty and it's working.
Yeah, well. I'll recommend your diet over mine for sure.
But yeah, it's basically I suppose an advancement of the Atkins diet that was really popular, like in the 90s or 2000s.
Wasn't that like
or whatever
debunked as like actually pretty bad for you though, Atkins?
Yeah. This one is, well, it kind of had like cholesterol issues, I suppose, things like that. Like you got clogged veins from it because you ate too much bacon and that kind of stuff.
No,
but this one is more
take
sort of
that back.
refined.
There is no such thing.
Too much bacon?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's actually what I had for dinner today.
Just bacon?
Well, no, a salad with bacon.
Doesn't that kind of defeat the point? No, I'm just kidding. It's delicious. Was there tomatoes in it?
Yeah.
Was there bread cubes in it?
Nope.
What a shame.
Well, you wouldn't be allowed bread cubes anyway, would you, Mr. No Bread? So fuck you.
No, I wouldn't. Right,
He was
so
cooking
let's
from,
move on to our topics, shall we?
Oh, right, we actually have topics as well.
We have topics to
You
talk
mean I can't
about.
go yet?
No, you're not allowed to go yet. Anderson, what is our first topic?
Our first topic is one that Lewis should be able to bring a nice perspective on. It is games design.
Oh god.
It sounds like you are very fed up with games design, Lewis. Is it really that bad?
You know, like when you're a kid and you want to do something that sounds really cool, and everyone says, but when you get there, it won't be that cool. And you go, nah, you guys are wrong. I love this. Well, I got there and it wasn't that cool.
So, what did you actually learn in games design school? Did you
mainly
learn programming or design? Like, did you make your own games, or were you sort of
both?
A designer man?
It was both.
Okay.
Yeah, literally both. You had to design games and then make them.
Okay, fair enough. So what did you learn? Did you learn foundational design choices, stuff like that?
Yeah, you learn, like, what are the things people think gamers enjoy, like, things that are like in every level, like, the amount of space someone can go before they get bored, the amount of like interaction someone needs, how spacious should a level be to like evoke, certain reactions, and
yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
Did you learn any intuitive design? As in teaching the player without text boxes?
No. I mean, we could have. I didn't try hard in uni. People made much better things than I did.
So I haven't played any of your games. Why haven't I played any of your games?
I have never made a game for fun, like of my own desire. So everything I have made has been just a university assignment. And most of the time they're just not worth playing because they showcase a certain feature that I made.
Why did you go into games design in university again?
Well, when I was 16 it sounded really cool.
But you weren't interested? Like you hadn't been programming before then?
Nah.
That sounds like a stupid idea then.
So you just went in completely cold.
Well, I mean, everyone told me I had to go to university. I didn't particularly want to, but they said, "No, you got to go. You got the grades. Go." And I was like, "Well, I guess I'll do." I mean, I like video games, so they put me on games
Fair
design.
enough. Fair enough.
I sort of just did it. I was like, "Well, I'm here now."
One thing I'm curious of, since you have, kind of an education and supposedly an insight, has that changed how you look at the games that you then play?
Honestly, no, I would say compared to any of you, no. Because once you play enough video games, without any formal education in it, you know what good game design is just based on how you feel playing. You can play a game, get to a section where you think, that was horrible, why was that so horrible? You would go back and you would know because you've played so many games and you know what it should have been like to be fun.
Yeah,
and then
that's
you can say,
true.
and that's
but
why
you
it's
might
not
not be
fun.
able to sort of formulate your thoughts. It might just been I didn't enjoy that,
Like,
rather than this wasn't
was-
fun because it lacked these and these elements that are important to making this section of the game fun.
I was watching a Dead Space stream last night. It was Dustbin that was playing. And you get to this section where you got to shoot the meteors that are coming towards the ship,
oh, yeah,
right?
God.
And you're on a fixed turret in dead space with a big bright space in front of you, and meteors come. You have unlimited ammo, no reload, no challenge. You just
You just point and click, basically.
You don't even click. You hold. You just hold.
Yeah, that's true.
You just drag it across the screen, destroy all the rocks. This section takes forever.
Yeah.
Everyone watching is like, "This is horrible game design." And that's what I said, and I'm like, "Yeah, it's horrible game design." The reason being, it's Dead Space. It's a horror game. There is nothing scary about brightly lit rocks and a giant machine gun.
Yeah.
It took far too long. There was no challenge. If there's no challenge, any task is tedious.
Yeah,
So-
even in an action game, that section would have sucked because
so it's
there's like
long.
no interaction. It's like
It could have been accomplished
Easy
just as
section with no
well just by
challenge.
activating the gun, and then the gun does the shooting, and you can go on to do other stuff.
Exactly, that's what it should be. So that's like everyone knew it was bad game design because they played enough video games to know no one's going to have fun, and whoever thought of this was not thinking about the rest of the game at all. But and I mean everyone sort of knows that. But I guess I can kind of quantify it's like I can kind of say it would be because of the lack of challenge and interaction and like taking out the elements of the game for a moment.
Yeah,
Sort of like
yeah.
actually detaching you from the game and just saying like, oh, things happening. You can go back to it in a moment.
yeah, that's true.
Like
I'm kind of interested in games design and no formal education, but I watch like a lot of I suppose video essays on it and such. And it hasn't really happened for me with games, but for films, I'm also interested in the art of cinema. I've kind of changed the way I view movies into a more analytical thing. And now I'm sort of looking at how the shot is composed and things like that, like the color balance and stuff like that I would have never paid attention to before I learned of these things. And it kind of makes viewing films a bit different in a way. I don't know if I'm enjoying them more or less. It's just a different experience, and you can't really remove yourself from that sort of knowledge you have.
yeah.
It's kind of strange. I can sort of tell you why a certain shot doesn't work, whereas another person would just say like, I don't like it, I suppose. I'd figure it's quite similar with games design in a way.
Yeah, I wouldn't really say it changed how I feel about games because if something didn't work, it was boring before I did games design. I got mad at the game and didn't want to play it. If something doesn't work and is boring after games design, I get mad at the game and I don't want to play it.
Yeah,
the reasoning why doesn't matter all that much.
Yeah. Alright, fair enough. Anderson.
I don't even.
Sorry, go ahead, Lush.
I don't even think like games design does ruin gaming. Like, I mean, I didn't like it, and I sort of don't want to ever design games ever, and I don't like even.
Are
sort
you
of
interested
thinking
in
about-
the design in other fields at all?
Yeah, I'll do real computing. Games is just so weird.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess the entertainment aspect is difficult. You can't just
Yeah.
do usability. It has
Yeah,
to also
so-
have this sort of ephemeral quality of fun,
Yeah, so.
which might be difficult to design into this.
But I think when people do really like games design and they do make their games, I don't think it would affect how they feel about playing other games because they still love games. Like,
Yeah, of course. But they might, instead of thinking like, yes, I made the jump, they'll be thinking like, yes, I made the jump. Ooh, why is that so satisfying? Maybe I should put this jump in my game.
I suppose.
It's funny to hear you talking about how games have to be fun after watching you stream what amounts to late 70s programming homework.
That shit is fun, man. That shit is fun.
comment.
You just don't understand it.
I really don't understand it. It seemed like that game, to get any kind of enjoyment out of it, even as a viewer, you had to have a certain baseline of programming knowledge.
No,
and since
but you had to kind of be there from the start and watch me figure things out step by step so you could follow along with it, because otherwise it's basically just random text and then suddenly I am screaming that something is working.
Yeah, to me it was basically, it would be like sitting down next to Lewish and watching him program something at work. I mean, yeah, okay.
Except without the actual, like, compiling it and watching a dude run around on screen after he writes the movement code.
Yeah, just, okay, there are numbers and words that I don't know on the screen. Isn't this fun? I actually tuned out. I think that might be the first of your streams I ever tuned out from.
No, I can totally understand that. The game, by the way, is TIS 100 for our listeners. It is basically a game that is done by programming assembly. It's not actual assembly, but kind of sort of phony assembly code, I suppose.
Pseudo 70s programming homework.
Yeah, fair enough. And I can totally understand that it had no appeal to somebody who doesn't understand what the fuck they're looking at. It really is just like a thing of text. It's nothing, there's no graphics or anything. But the game actually plays a lot like Space Chem. I don't know if you know that game.
I tried it, or maybe I tried the demos. I tried it, but I didn't pay for it, so probably a demo or something.
Right.
And
but yeah, it
was fun for the first 2 levels, and then it got hard, and then I didn't have the patience. Fuck this shit.
Fair enough. I really like Space Chem. It got super complicated though, but yeah, it's basically that game, but instead of like moving like blocks around to move the chemicals into the right place, you're programming instead. Like you're moving numbers through a.
If number is 3, move to box A.
Yeah, kind of. It's a lot harder than that though, because you can't actually use variables. You have to compare to 0, and anyway, it's really boring to talk about as well. To be honest,
I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Do you know assembly, Lewis? You're a computer guy.
No, I did not get my education in 1950.
What languages do you know?
Assembly is still used though. Like assembly is just like machine code. It's pretty useful.
I mean, if you made a game in assembly, I'd be really impressed if it stood
No,
up
you
to,
don't
like,
make a game in
standards.
assembly, but you might make an engine in assembly. Although these days, really, you wouldn't. But still.
I think most engines are made by assembly.
It's really kind of useful to understand like the inner workings of the computer, though, I suppose, in a way. But yeah, it's like logic gates and shit like that, which is, yeah.
See, I don't even know what a logic gate is. I honestly don't know what a logic gate is.
It's a trap in D&D. You walk up to it and it opens on the other side of the gate. There's like a portal, and whether it leads you where you need to go or otherwise is decided whether you can answer his logic puzzle.
No, it's the wall that just says overthinking on it. Wow.
It does sound like a good D&D trap, though. The logic.
It's from Oglov. The logic trap. Yeah, I suppose. Where were
that
we?
the
I'm
advanced
totally
version
lost.
of the log trap?
Anderson hasn't talked about
The
games
log
design.
trap. Yes, Anderson, what are your thoughts on games design? Are you into the concept of games design at all, or do you just sort of play games casually?
I don't think it's a surprise to anyone that I'm a huge casual. I am interested in like the kind of intangible idea of games design, and like I have some thoughts of my own, but I don't have anything. I don't have any ability to quantify it. For me, it's a very almost intuitive thing. This is bad. This is good. This sucks. Why would they do this? I often analyze games when they're too hard and I start raging over them, and then suddenly everything is bad games design.
Of course.
Honestly,
of course.
I would love to actually make games, and I feel, as many others probably feel, I have some great ideas for stuff, but I don't have any actual applicable skills.
Of course, it's difficult to make a games.
Again, I would like to make video games. I don't know what is a logic gate. There's an inconsistency here somewhere.
Yeah, I suppose.
But you could just do the artwork. Nope.
I can be the ideas guy.
Yeah. That would be the ideal job for me. If I had the money to just like hire a studio and basically they all work for me building my idea. That would be
You
brilliant.
then become Peter Molyneux, and you have no fans left as you're sitting there like, trust me, the next game, you can do anything. as you release like your worst game yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Ah.
I
All
miss
right.
Molyneux. No, he was games design.
Yeah, he was games design.
He would design
no.
the
He
best
designed
games.
dreams.
Yeah, he designed things that would have changed your
Experiences and
world if they
fantasies.
actually existed. But
Yeah.
then he released Fable 3. So
I actually looked into some stuff on Doom, and Doom was actually had some very different design from what actually came out. Doom was supposed to have this epic branching storyline and take place on this alien planet and all kinds of stuff. And in the end, they just, I think it was John Romero or someone who was just like, no, video games don't need that much story. You're not writing a fucking movie. It's on Mars, there are demons, you shoot them dead. Go.
Exactly. And they made the best fucking video game in the history of video games.
Yeah, so...
And you know, the thing about that game that they made is there's a lot of like stuff you can do in it that like wasn't around in games at that time.
Yeah.
And then the stuff that like it set the stage for that you could do in later games, such as jumping, but that wasn't around back then.
Shut up, Lewis. I didn't know you couldn't jump in Doom. I didn't know. I wasn't cheating on purpose.
Cheater! I'll never forget.
It's not my fault. I was like, oh, okay, space for his jump. That's how it is in shooters. And just for everybody's information, Lewis and I was doing like a speedrun race, and my version could jump, which you can't do in Doom. So I was like skipping large chunks of the game.
Yeah,
You skipped an entire level because a level starts with just a gap between you and the end, and you got to do the whole mission to get that bridge raised, and you just jumped and skipped the entire like 15-minute level. And I'm sitting here like, how am I so far behind? Because I didn't watch your screen until I watched it back, and I was like, how am I so far behind? How am I losing? What did he do? And you just jumped. Like, I was so mad.
Oh man. Oh Jesus. Oh fucking Christ. Yeah, that was funny though.
It wasn't funny.
Yes, it was. It was funny. Okay, I think we've exhausted the topic of games design.
No,
How about
actually,
we,
who are your favorite games designers?
I mean, I want to say Peter Molyneux, but he's never actually made a good game past like early 2000s. So I don't know if he can still qualify. So Hideo Kojima.
He's
Sid Meier.
yes.
Oh, that's a good one.
Sid Meier.
Kojima did
He did the Metal Gears,
Metal
right?
Gear, yeah,
Yeah, Metal Gear's Zone of the Enders, I believe he did.
and Snatcher.
Yeah, he's good.
Police Knots? No, I don't know.
Psychonauts?
Psychonauts? No. That's Tim.
Yeah, please. Yeah, it was that. No,
That's-
it's a Knots
well-
game.
Police Knots, man. Come on. I think that's what it's called. Where they have the actual Metal Gear as like a computer on their own
I
or
wouldn't
something.
have done like games design at all if I hadn't played Metal Gear Solid. I really wouldn't like games all that much. So
All right, fair enough.
That was kind of your in.
But like, so you watch the film and it's like, no, sorry. Anderson, what about you? Do you have a favorite?
No.
moving on.
Moving on.
Well, again, me being the casual that I am, I'm generally not involved with knowing about the guys behind the scenes. Like, I remember at some
Yeah,
point,
that's fair
I don't
enough.
even remember what game it was. I said some game to you, Dope, like, "Oh, I'm playing this. It's really fun," and you were just like, "Oh, it's by those guys. They suck." And I'm like, "Who? What?" I
Well, I mean, isn't it fair enough though? Like, if you listen to music, you might enjoy a certain band and
yeah.
listen to more of their music, that kind of stuff. Shouldn't the same kind of apply to games, at least for the people who do care?
Absolutely. I'm not saying it's invalid. I'm just saying I'm too much of a casual to do it. Although, to be fair, I don't know. To me, it's better if you... I think the better comparison would be if you listen to music and you like stuff done where the band works with a certain producer.
Yeah, fair
That's
enough.
how obscure I feel the people who make video games generally are when they're not at E3 on a stage making a total ass of themselves.
All right, fair enough. Right, let's move on to our next topic, shall we?
Yay!
Anderson, you get to introduce it again.
Yeah, this is actually a topic that was suggested to us or to you, Dope.
Yeah, by someone. I don't remember who.
And we figured that Lewis would be a good guest to have this up on because as much as
Don't know
he
why.
is a huge, disgusting weeb, he is also a quite normie-ish person. So
Wow, I'm not sure which is the worst insult, weeb or Normie.
yeah, he's
I know. Thanks, guys.
So he's like a creepy weirdo, but he's also like super plain and normal at
He
the
has-
same time.
Yeah.
he plays Angel Beats card games, but he also just graduated from university and is getting a normal
Yeah,
job.
that's true. That's true. He's getting a fucking job. He's going in a training course, 12-week training
Yeah,
course.
I mean he's
Yeah,
super
what the
normal.
fuck?
So,
What is this?
Lewis, how often do you send dick pics?
Never. It's not normal. It's not what normal people do, and it's not what weebs do. It's like a special place for dick pics
What-
in the social ladder.
What about
Okay, what place is
Yeah,
that?
what place is that?
Well, I mean, like, if you send them to your girlfriend, I guess it's okay. If she asks, like, that's. I mean, if she's seen it before, I guess it's all right. If you're just sending them to people, it's like the bottom, like below weeb, like you're at the end of the social ladder. You're not even on a rung. You are like lying down, trying to get your hand on the edges of the ladder.
Like, but if you go on like Tinder or something and there's like an attractive girl, would you not send your dick to her? Isn't that
No.
what she wants? Surely.
No,
How else do you get the girl?
send it your face.
No, I think this is more in the context of sexting, I guess. Or is it? I don't know. Anderson, do you send your dick to anyone?
I actually sent my dick to someone who didn't ask for it.
Oh shit! Who and why?
Some guy that the girlfriend and I met at a swinger club.
Okay.
Because someone else, I was trying. I won't say I was using. I was trying to use Snapchat at the time. And I didn't have a lot of people on my Snapchat contacts list. I had
That's fair enough.
that guy and this girl.
So was this accidental?
And this girl asked for a dick pic. And I was like, okay, yeah, okay, I guess I can send you a dick pic, whatever. So I did. And then I learned by his response that I had sent a dick pic to all of my Snapchat chat contacts, which I have no idea how to do. And I'm quite grateful that I had very few Snapchat contacts. I no longer use Snapchat, by the way.
So this is like Anthony Weiner situation. Do you know this man?
And what the who now?
It's basically a U.S. politician. A while back, he was on Twitter and he had an affair with somebody, and they were sending like naughty pictures in direct messages, and instead he like does what is a mention, so it's public,
no.
and he sends his dick out, and it's a whole controversy, of course, because U.S. and sex.
Oh no, he's a politician. He can't have sex.
Exactly.
But we
Well,
want,
he was
but we
cheating
want
on
him to
his-
have
on
a
his wife, I
family
think, or
and
something.
a wife and 7 kids. But he can't have sex.
I
That's
find like when I'm sending someone a Snapchat, like a selfie, like I take like 3 or 4 times trying to get like the angle. You know, you got that spot where you like taking a picture of your face. It's really awkward when you're doing a dick pic. Do you take a few? Like, do you try and get its good side? I don't
Put on like a fisheye lens to make it look bigger.
yeah, like do you just sort of like send it and be like, oh, this is my dick?
Oh, of course, you try to present the best side of yourself, surely.
What you do is you look through your contacts and you find your friend, the professional photographer. Then you set a date, have him bring all the equipment. No, I don't know.
Like a professional lighting,
I mean,
and
I mean,
framing and everything.
I would get my
Like, in
dick
my opinion-
professionally photographed if it wasn't so expensive, just for kicks.
They look pretty like horrible when they're just sort of hanging there, don't they? It's like
Well, you gotta be erect.
yeah, I know, but even then, it's like there's nothing to be erect again.
Who,
It's just
who the hell was it that
there.
said, if the penis isn't evil, then why did they get H.R. Geiger to design it?
Oh, that's fucking great.
man, I ain't never sent one. I mean, the closest I got was that one time I was drunk in the chat, and but that's not count.
All right. Neither have I, but for different reasons, I suppose. I don't think I mean, I would never do it unsolicited. That's just crazy. But if somebody asked, like if you're developing some sort of sexual relationship, especially if she or he sends it first, then sure, yeah, why the fuck not? Like if you're literally sexting, like, yeah, she
Yeah.
sends a nude photo and you send one back.
I've
That's a thing, right?
sexted a lot before sexting was a thing because I've cybered a lot.
Yes, I mean sexting is with pictures though, right?
Is it?
No, it's just sex.
Is it just naughty text messages?
Yeah.
Oh, Oh,
It's
fair
a
enough.
portmanteau of sex and texting.
Sex and texting. Yeah, that's true.
But texting involves pictures a lot these days. So.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
I always got bored with it.
Sexting?
Yeah, well, cybering.
You mean after you came, or?
No, during it.
And it's an advertised in the chat room like long roleplay partner wanted. 5 minutes later, just deletes the account.
Yeah.
It's just
What do you mean you got
people,
bored with
people
it?
are
Just-
so slow to respond, and you sit there and you wait for a response. And like, come on, you've had time to type fucking War and Peace now, and then you get 5 words back. You're like,
By the time you
this
get back,
is
like,
not the level of
and the
commitment that I
response is
expect
like-
when I sit down and write to you. This is bad. You're bad
Yeah,
at
you
waiting.
wait
This
5
is bad
minutes
writing.
and then-
It's not arousing. It's terrible.
And then the response is like, yeah, baby. Like, 2 word
You sent
response.
your bit off, big paragraph, and then you're sitting there, you're sort of going at it for a while, and you're like, yeah, I'll wait till the reply before, I finish this off, and you open up your social media, and then you check the chat, and then next thing you know, you're playing a game of Dota, and like, you get
Yeah.
the notification, you look back and go, what the fuck? Whoa! Oh, I forgot.
Exactly.
And that is why I generally don't do it anymore.
Generally.
Generally, yeah.
Fair enough. When you cyber, do you do it in like first
Omegle?
person?
Yes.
So like,
I
is it like dirty, like phone sex or something? Like, is that?
It's more like a role play. Like describing what you do to the other part.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, that's like phone sex. Like, I'm kissing your neck. I'll remove your bra. That kind of
Is
stuff.
that how you phone sex?
Isn't it?
I don't know.
And that's how it is in the movies.
I mean, I called a phone sex line once when I was like 14 or something, but that was just like a pre-made recording.
Yeah, but that was just like, hot girls, hot and ready for you, and they're like moaning and.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, phone sex between partners. Like sexting would be.
I don't think I've ever done that.
Huh. All right.
I've remote controlled someone over the phone and had her do stuff, but that's not exactly the same thing.
Remote control?
Yeah.
Like, did you like a drone? Like, did you have your one of those like model airplane controls with like rectangle wings with like the sticks on the front?
Yeah.
And you know where those sticks went. Uh-huh.
Christ. All right. Fair enough. Right. I suppose maybe we should move on. Actually, no. Let me talk about a different related subject. You guys remember what was it called? The Fapocalypse? No,
The
no.
fappening is what they call it.
Yeah, the fappening. Right. I think that's somewhat related to this topic with sexting and all that, taking nude photos of yourself and then having them basically leaked. Which is, I suppose, a thing that you risk whenever you do take a naked photograph of yourself. That somebody else will get their hands on it. Even if it's sent through Snapchat and will auto-destruct in X amount of seconds or something. It's stored in the cloud somewhere and then somebody fucking hacks the cloud.
Hacks the cloud.
Do you guys have any thoughts about the fappening or like these kind of leaks in general?
Well,
Oh, you go ahead first.
I mean, you shouldn't be hacking clouds. That's bad. Like, it doesn't matter what you're hacking. Whoever done it
Thank
was,
you for your
was bad.
insight, Louis.
Yeah, that's illegal, and you didn't. Mum would be sad. Now, that being said, if you are that mad that people can see a naked picture of you, you are not confident enough to be taking naked pictures, so don't do it.
That's fair enough, I think.
If you're taking one and sending it, and like someone's gonna see it, like you don't matter. You took one and you sent it. You should be comfortable with that photo. If you're not,
Yeah,
then
like,
you
if-
don't be taking naked photos.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Although people should be allowed their privacy. Like, people should be allowed to do things without considering the fucking distant possibility of
But
somebody
that's
hacking
why I
and-
said hacking the cloud is bad. The cloud was not. It was not supposed to be hacked.
True.
But like,
Uh,
if it makes you that mad, I have to wonder why you were taking them in the first place. Like, that must be somebody who's like
Because
talked
there's
into
a
it,
huge
like-
difference between sending your partner your tits and everyone seeing your tits.
yeah.
Just at least to some people.
But I
there
mean,
is.
if you were
Yeah,
aware of the
it's-
risk of it leaking, then I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you should consider the risk of it leaking.
Yeah, but I think that public people should have the right to privacy just like anyone else, really. It's just that they can't expect it in the same way, I suppose.
Yeah, ideally they should have the same privacy.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a solution for it.
Oh, not again!
What?
Is this like the 4th time or something?
What, that I have a solution to a problem?
That you have the same solution to this problem? Or is it a different solution?
Oh, well, I don't know if I wasn't sure if I brought it up on the podcast before. I know I've discussed it with you before.
On the podcast, I believe, if you're about to say what I think.
I've never heard it.
Yeah.
See, he wants to hear it.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Give the people what they want.
It's easy. Everybody leaks nude photos of themselves.
I knew it. That has to be the 4th time you've said that on the podcast.
I still think that's the best solution.
I agree, except it would need to be enforced somehow, which doesn't work. So, in a utopia, whatever.
Yeah.
Sure,
My
why
utopia.
not? My bike money. Do you guys think it's immoral to view those leaked photos?
Yeah, they're not for you. Like, it's like when you're sitting on the bus reading the newspaper and you turn around, the guy in the seat behind you is like leaning forward to read as well. It's like, get your own fucking newspaper. Like, it's not you.
I'm not entirely sure that's the same situation.
Because it's something there that you could look at, and if you look at it, you will see it, and you'll see it the same as the person who's supposed to see it, but you just shouldn't. Because it's not for you.
I honestly feel the moral implications kind of scale with how big of an effort you have to make to get it.
Meaning that the hackers were super immoral when they looked at those pictures, but then when it's posted on the front page of Reddit and you click the link, it's maybe not that immoral because the link was right there anyway.
Yeah, because it was just there. Whereas now, I'm pretty sure those pictures are gone now, but if you dig deep enough, you can probably still find them archived somewhere.
They're definitely not gone. They're pretty much everywhere still. But yeah, I get your point. It takes on a different sort of level of at least creepiness if you use those pictures in some sort of way to harass the person.
Oh yeah, that's a totally different kettle of fish.
Yeah. Did you guys look at the fappening stuff, or are you not like into celebrity culture in that way at all?
I didn't see any of it. I kind of heard about it. I actually heard about it on the radio, like in the Normie world.
Yeah, it got so big that it leaked into the fucking Normie world. Christ.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa, there's low quality pictures of actresses I don't know because I have no interest in film or television. I'm going to return to consensual nude viewing.
That's fair enough.
I mean, first of all, I heard about it 2-3 days after it happened because, you know, I'm slow. And I didn't really care. I was whatever. Kind of for some of the same reason. I mean, if I want to look at naked girls, I'll find naked girls. It's not hard.
Yeah, but it's different when you're not supposed to see these girls naked.
And after a while,
because then it's wrong.
I think like after a week, I was like, you know what? I'm curious. I might as well look at them just for my edification. And I was like, this is going to take more than 2 minutes to find. This is not worth the effort. So, no, I haven't seen them.
Oh, well, all right. But I have. And it's nothing special. I mean, the only sort of thrill from it is that you see these celebrities naked that you're not supposed to see naked. But none of the celebrities were, like my top 50 or anything like that even.
The thing about wanting to see these celebrities naked, it's
a weird thing.
I can kind of equate it to when I watch a bad movie. Like I've several times watched a movie and gone like, that was horrible. And some of the people I watched it was, yeah, but did you look at that girl? She was so fucking hot and she was almost naked. And I'm like, yeah, but I was trying to watch a movie. If I want to look at naked girls, I'll go find porn. That's easy. I have plenty of it.
Yeah, but that's different.
No, that's why I didn't find it worth to put out any effort into finding it.
That's fair enough. Because I mean, if you don't know who these people are, it would just be another random porn slot. It doesn't really matter.
I literally had no idea who any of them.
If it had been there and I could literally just find it by clicking on a single link, then I probably would have looked at it.
Yeah, just for curiosity, I suppose.
Exactly. Just like, okay, well, how bad is it?
Yeah, kind of the same reason I did. I mean, I don't know. it was just curiosity, and there's a slight titillation in the fact that it's it's forbidden, it's taboo.
It's
But
voyeuristic.
also yeah, exactly. It is voyeuristic. That's a perfect.
So I think I'd be more interested in having photos of me leaked than in looking at other people's leaked photos, because I'm more of an exhibitionist than a voyeur.
That's fair enough.
We have your photos, Anderson. We are not displaying.
Yeah, they were not exactly leaked, were they?
Well, can you leak?
I mean, they
something
were
yourself?
directly leaked with advertisement.
From
Yeah.
the source.
They were as leaked as Call
So
of Duty
Anderson is a
Black Ops
whistleblower
3.
on himself.
When
then.
I get
His own information.
when I get swole, I'm going to redo the tie picture.
How's that going, by the way? Is your regimen working? I heard you were at the gym today.
I am a lot stronger than I was when I began, but I'm not exactly swole yet. I'm still fat.
Is it quantifiably so? Like, do you bench more now than you did when you started, or is it just a general feeling that?
No, it is definitely quantifiable.
That's cool. Do you know the numbers?
I'm deadlifting 70 kilo. Definitely going to increase that soon. I tried lifting 100, and I could do that easily, but not easily enough that I want to do
not
reps
reps.
with it.
Mm-hmm.
I tried 145, and I could get that 2 centimeters off the ground, and that was it.
And
that
how's
pisses-
that different from where you started?
And that pisses me. I started at 50 with deadlifts.
Okay, cool.
And it
cool.
pisses me off because you know who deadlifts 145 kilo?
I don't know.
Fucking Gutex.
Oh.
That little stick of a man who comments Street Fighter.
Yeah, but he's not like unfit though.
Apparently not, but I want to beat him just because.
Can't beat him at Street Fighter. Gonna beat him at
First, I'm
deadlift.
gonna outlift him, and then I'm gonna outlift Styrka.
Styrke?
Yeah, some guy who.
Don't know
I
what
think
that
you're
is.
going to outlive Styrka. He's sort of like on a big man scholarship in the US. It's kind of his deal.
Who is this man? Is it some?
So the one who joins the chat every now and then. He's like
Oh,
absolutely huge.
Oh, you mean that Danish pronunciation just killed me though.
Yeah, Styrka.
Wait, so he's a fit man?
Oh, he's massive.
Oh, I didn't know. The more you know. Right. I forget what we were talking about. We're talking about dick pics. Are we done with this topic pretty much?
I was done when we started.
So, Lewis, do you use like Tinder or something? Are you looking for love?
I have a girlfriend, but I was using Tinder before that. I didn't find her on Tinder. It doesn't actually work.
What about Grindr? I mean,
I mean,
Make
I
it
shouldn't
easier.
that work because guys are much easier. No,
yeah, right. Because
my thing.
like straight guys go on Tinder looking for sex, and then gay guys go on Grindr looking for sex, right? So that should
Yeah.
be easier.
It should. I never tried it. I would always assume it was though.
Yeah. So how did you find your girlfriend then?
By accident.
What, she tripped
Was
and
she
you
like
fell?
ran into her and she dropped her books and your eyes met and it's like love at first sight?
No, I met her in a nightclub, and we was doing nightclubs thing. Then she left like early. Like I have to take my friend to the airport, and I was like, "That's the worst excuse. I must be a terrible person." And I went to a different nightclub the next week, and she was there, and she's like, "Oh my god, I'm so happy because I don't have to go to the airport this time." And then she became my girlfriend. She legitimately did go to the airport, and she was like legitimately upset, and she saw me
No.
again.
She ran off home, Googled and like typed in your name and figured out that you were going on a fucking scholarship on a training course and you were going to get mad money, and then she found you again. Like,
And,
no, I'm totally interested.
Dope, listen to this. He met his girlfriend at a nightclub. What a fucking normie.
Yeah, I know, right? What the fuck? Not even internet dating. I mean, that's pretty normal tier at this point. But like meeting at a nightclub, who does that? Talking to
do.
strangers and shit. What the fuck?
That's what I do.
Stop being such a functional member of society.
I'm sorry.
Fucking hell.
Saw my tattoo. She's like, "What does it mean?" I'm like, "It's like YOLO in Japanese."
Oh fucking hell. So is she a normie as well? Does she play games? Probably not.
No, she's a normie, like to the maximum degree. It's not even like the kind of person who goes, "Wow, you play games?" It's like no exposure to it in her life ever.
That
I'm
sounds
like, yeah.
terrible. How does that become your girlfriend? Like, what do you do together?
She has nice tits, I'm guessing.
Hot. No,
she's
cool.
hot and
we
she's
talk
got a
about-
wet hole. Is that it? Like,
Aye.
I'm sorry.
we-
She might sometime listen to this. Probably not, but I'm sure she's a nice girl.
We talk about like music and football, and we do things like go out places and talk about what we are currently doing. Like, you know,
That sounds terrible.
that's all my friends say. Like my nerd friends, like she doesn't even watch anime. I'm like, no, she doesn't watch anime.
Why would you want a girl that you can't like snuggle up on the couch and like watch the new season of Angel Beats with? Come on.
Because there's no new season of Angel Beats.
Well, yeah.
So that's why you have a normie girlfriend instead of a nerd girlfriend, because there's no new season of Angel Beats. So listen, what's her name?
What's the point
her
of
name?
having somebody who watches anime?
What's her name?
I'm not telling you.
All right,
You're not telling us.
Lewis's girlfriend. Listen up. If you ever hear about another season of Angel Beats come out, beware, because he's gonna need a nerd girlfriend to snuggle up and watch it with him.
And
So
she
you
can't even be my girlfriend that much longer.
Oh.
She is a German, and she was here for like a work year.
So-
but it's over.
Okay.
So you're not gonna do the whole long distance thing?
Nah, probably not. They're really horrible, and Germany is like really long distance.
Yeah, but you're getting a new job in EU somewhere. What if you happen to come to Germany?
Still really long distance.
And she doesn't watch anime.
She doesn't watch anime. Nah.
I don't know. I wouldn't see the point in having a girlfriend who doesn't share my hobbies. Like, then it would be just a sex buddy or something, like a fuck buddy.
But I have so many hobbies. Like I can talk
Yeah,
about
but
anything.
your primary ones, or whatever, or at least a few of them.
Honestly,
Of course, you don't have to share all your interests together, but if you can't, I don't know, like watch Game
Like
of Thrones
drinking in
together or
nightclubs,
something
this is
like.
a big one. She would watch Game of Thrones because that's not nerdy anymore. That's just mainstream.
Yeah, it's true, I suppose. But still, yeah, whatever.
I
You
can
were
use
saying
Tinder
something,
again,
Anderson.
nothing important.
Okay.
I was just,
Does your girlfriend share your hobbies? Not so much.
yeah, not so much. That's to be fair. I mean, we work out just fine, but she doesn't play miniatures games. She barely plays video games. We like watching series together, and we fuck great. And that's pretty much what our relationship is based on.
All right. Well, you don't have to be joined at the hip to be together, I suppose. I mean, you can have your own lives and just spend time together like friends, except you're also romantically involved.
That's actually some of the best time we spend together is when we just ignore each other, just being in the same room doing our separate thing.
That's kind of weird.
That is weird. That one.
How is that your best time together? I mean, I don't know. That does sound a bit weird.
There's a lot of other times that it's not better than, but it's tied for some of the best, along with other stuff.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Shall we move on to the next topic?
I made this one. Let's go.
All right, Lewis, you made it. What is it?
Right. Well, I was trying to come up with a topic, and I saw you guys talked about the best video game you've ever played, or the most powerful game you've ever played in like previous episodes. So I got to ask the counter question: what's the most awful video game you've ever played, and for what reason? Like, what is just the worst game? What is this game where you sat and you bought it and you put it in the disc tray because you were probably a kid, but if you weren't, you downloaded it on Steam, and you started it up.
Anderson
and you
put
just,
in the cassettes.
yeah, and you just smashed your face into the wall and broke your own nose because this game existed.
Anderson, do you have a?
Um,
Do you have such a game?
Diablo 2.
Well,
Shut the
podcast
fuck
over.
up.
Yeah.
No.
You fuck off with that.
Add
Add a +1 to that, and you might almost have my answer. No, I'm just kidding.
No, growing up, I mean, I played video games a lot, but I played kind of the same games over and over. I didn't have many games to choose from. And as I grew older, I was pretty choosy about what games I bought. And, then I got on Steam and there were bundles, and suddenly I was just raking in games indiscriminately. I think the least fun game I ever played was an indie platformer called Foul Space. Foul spelled Fowl.
Oh my god,
Like
is
a
it about
bird.
chickens or something?
Yeah, and you're like a silhouette that runs around killing chickens. And the thing is, it tries so hard to be like nudge nudge, wink wink, epic dank meme humor, and it just really falls flat. And it's just so
Probably
not
like
as
it.
funny as it thinks it is, as it's trying to be.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
I'd probably really enjoy it by the sound of that. I love me some dank memes.
Yeah, but the thing is, it doesn't even do that. It just kind of tries and falls flat.
That sounds pretty tragic, to be honest.
It could be a fun, irreverent, shitty game, but it just really doesn't execute it.
I mean, there are so many terrible games out there that
Actually,
are just like borderline unplayable garbage. Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, it might be tied with, and I know you don't agree here, but it actually might be tied with A Valley Without Wind.
Yeah, disagreed. But yeah, there are so many terrible games out there. Like, things that are broken and don't play well at all. It's just like, what the fuck is this garbage nonsense? Like, games that aren't finished, or games that just, they don't know what the fuck they were doing. Like, that motorcycle game.
Ride to Hell Retribution.
Yeah, Ride to Hell Retribution. Something
I
like
was
that.
in that game.
Wait, you were in that game?
It's a Scottish guy.
Oh, yeah. Like, games like that are just broken. And Ride to Hell Retribution is almost funny. Like, you can almost have fun with it because it's so bad. It's, like, incomprehensibly bad. But for me, the most awful game I played is a game that isn't honestly, like, the worst game ever. But just because of what happened to it. And it's Spore.
Oh god, yes.
Spore was gonna be so fucking amazing. It must have been like one of my most hyped games. It's like gonna combine things like The Sims with this sort of evolution mechanics, and it's gonna be so fucking cool. And the game is just boring, and oh fuck, my hopes and dreams, they've been crushed. Thanks EA, you killed gaming for me.
I bought Spore and I played it.
I pre-ordered Spore, and then I pirated it because it came out pirated earlier.
And I played it, and I was like, gotta keep,
when do I get to the fun
gotta
part?
keep, yeah, exactly, gotta keep digging. This game is supposed to be amazing. When does it get fun? And in the end, some friends talked about they'd heard it was this really great game, and I was like, it's not. And I'm gonna save you the trouble of going out and buying it, and I'm just going to give you mine. And I hope you'll forgive me.
Oh man, yeah.
I loved Spore.
No, you don't.
Are you kidding?
I'll back this up by saying Spore released when I was 13, and I did not play many games, so I had no idea.
Possible? Like, what the fuck? That makes no sense in my brain. But fair enough.
I had no idea.
But yeah, but when I was 13, I thought Episode 1 was the best Star Wars because it had like the green or the blue balls that the Gungans threw.
So I had no idea about the game. I didn't like watch any game trailers. I wasn't reading like game magazines or everything. I just went in one day and I saw Spore on the shelf and I was like, you can make little fucking creature dudes. I was like, oh, cool. I put it in, I played it, I thought it was fantastic. I literally played like 100 hours of Spore as a 13-year-old who didn't like games that much. I done the city stage a lot. I liked the little RTS, sort of like where you can make the cars and stuff. I thought it was really funny making like dick-shaped cars that sprayed like holy notes at the other cities and stuff. It was fantastic. Also, I had a race of like little dick creatures and stuff, like, because I was 13. Yeah. And I then finished playing Spore and went back to being a normie, and then became a nerd, and then became a hybrid normie nerd that we know today. So it's like one day I'm hanging around chat and I was like, remember how shit Spore was, guys? And there's this big Spore hate jerk going on. And I'm sitting like, what?
Right,
Spore is amazing! So I refuse to go back and ever play Spore in case it is terrible. But as far as I'm concerned, it's amazing. I love Spore.
But I think that one of the major things that made Spore so fucking bad was because of all the hype. Like, it was touted as this game that supposedly like was gonna revolutionize everything. It was kind of the first time that this sort of hype circle had really happened, at least for me. And it just they stripped out so much of it. Like, you had these early trailers with like several more stages, and like the evolutions were going to be a much more sort of progressive over time. Instead, you have this like huge jump from stage to stage with no connection between them, and basically only the character creation part of it was fun, and the rest of it was just meh.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know any of that, so.
Yeah. I mean, if you weren't around for the fucking trailers and you weren't like, oh my god, it's gonna be like The Sims, which is like one of my favorite games, except it's gonna have these little creatures and they're gonna evolve over time. That's so fucking cool. Oh, it's boring. Alright. Luis, I don't think you've said yours.
No, this is along the same vein as yours. I'm not going to name a game that's just bad, like, from every objective standpoint. I was thinking more a game which, to you personally, just missed the mark so bad. Like, the way it's Spore for you, even though Spore is one of the best games of our
So you're
generation.
going to say Dota?
I'm not going to play Dota, that's fine. I'm probably going to say one that's going to get me even more hate, and I'm probably going to pronounce it wrong. I hate Terraria. Terraria is the worst thing that ever happened to video games.
Oh.
Because it was going to be Minecraft, right? Because I just hate these building games. There's no challenge. People are like, oh, but you can design something and go build it. And that's
Did you never
the
play with
challenge.
Lego blocks as a fucking kid? Come on.
I did, and they were great, but I was a kid.
Yeah,
now,
and then you put it in a computer. It's fun.
I'm sitting and playing Minecraft because everybody's playing Minecraft, and they're like, join my server. We're gonna play it for months on end. And like, I'm like, anyone want to come and play this fun game that's out? No, I'm playing Minecraft. Come join in. I'm like, no, I hate it. And
so wait, how could you have possibly been hyped for Terraria then? It was just going to be Minecraft in 2D.
I wasn't what happened. I didn't even pay attention, and it releases, and everyone flocks to Terraria. They tell me Terraria is the best game ever made. By the way, you gotta get this. I'm like, what is it? And they go, it's like Minecraft. No, it's like Minecraft but good. And I'm like, how's it any better? Like, there's bosses and levels. And it's like an RPG, but you can also have all the building from Minecraft, and it's like 2D. And I was like, okay, that sounds like it's okay. So I fire it up. I buy it. I fire it up. I'm like, let's go. I load it up. Within about 40 minutes, I'm going, it's actually worse than Minecraft. It's Minecraft, but they made it 2D, and I can't even roll around on the boat. I like that in Minecraft. I would build the boat, and I would sail with the squids and stuff. That was fun. But, like, I'm playing Terraria, and I go, right, guys, you lied. There's still nothing to do. He's like, we talking about we're building our house so we can do the first boss or whatever they are. And I'm like, but this house is huge. You just you're never finished. You just building more. And then he's going to build his house, and like it's just 2D Minecraft, and like, no, look, come do a boss. I'm like, oh, sound, well, it's fine, okay. I go, we fight it. It's shit. It dies. Woohoo! What do we do now? Now we can build this part for a fuck off. I close Terraria. Forget about it. I be mad. I think they'll go over this soon. Months and months and months go by of nobody wanting to play any games with me because they're all playing Terraria. And anytime, I think I ended up with like 20 hours played because I kept trying. I really did. I said, if I can just enjoy this game, I will fit in and I can get back to my life. But I just hate it so much. And finally, Terraria like dies down, and then Starbound hype started. And everybody's going, they're going to be new Terraria. So how did they get hyped for Starbound? They start playing Terraria again. And I'm sitting there like, no. And thankfully Starbound bombed. They hated it. It was shit. Everyone thankfully agrees with me that one is shit. But oh my god, the year of Terraria almost ruined my life.
Starbound sucks. Let's go play Terraria instead.
Shut up! It did happen a bit, and I still to this day, some of my friends go, man, you know what, we should maybe try like do a quick Terraria server for like just because we're bored. And I'm like, no, maybe you shouldn't.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And that's just, to me, like, that game just ruined my gaming social life. I have no idea what's popular about it. It took the previous #1 worst game of Minecraft off its pedestal, which is an achievement. Like. I don't understand it. I do not understand it. I hate it.
It's Legos. I mean,
it's not Legos.
Minecraft is Legos. It's fun. It's building stuff. It's being creative in a limited space. I like Minecraft. I played like several hundred hours of it, especially with mods. Terraria, the building in Terraria is garbage. I hate Terraria's building, but the combat is fun. Like the progressing and stuff is fun. It's like playing sort of a free-form Metroidvania. I like it. I can understand why you would hate it if you hate Minecraft, because it really is quite a lot like Minecraft. So if there's no appeal in Minecraft, there's not going to be any appeal in Terraria.
and then it stole my friends, so I just
that
just
element.
this vendetta.
Yeah, Anderson, do you enjoy Terraria or Minecraft or any of those?
I think we had Terraria.
Yeah, I recommended it at some
Yeah.
point because there's a new patch out,
And
and I played it for another 20
Basically,
hours
we
or so.
agreed that if you don't know Terraria really well, you basically need to play it with a wiki open.
Yeah.
And I don't like games like that. I don't like games that I can't play just being in the game. So for me, I don't hate it like Lewis does. I think my verdict on Terraria is a resounding, heartfelt meh.
Fair enough.
You could almost always also put Skyrim in the same like sort of category, because Oblivion was just like my best game. I had that in the 360. Again, wasn't really a big nerd then. You just played Oblivion all the time. This was amazing. Look at these horrible colours and shitty voice actors. Oh my god. I got so into that game when Skyrim came out, and then of course Skyrim had the massive Normie hype as well.
Yeah.
I was like, everyone's gonna like Oblivion with me. Oh my god, I bought Skyrim illegally 2 days early from the dodgy game store in Glasgow that sells games once they come in for stock. He doesn't wait in the release date, he just sells them. So I got it 2 days early from the store I will not disclose.
Did you buy it on PlayStation?
No,
Or
Xbox.
Okay,
Yeah,
but that's your first
put it
mistake.
in,
Big
and it
mistake.
loads up, and I'm like, oh, the dragon! Like, this is amazing! And then about 2 hours later, I turned it off, and I didn't really ever get into it.
I quite
'Cause
liked
it was not
Skyrim.
as-
It wasn't as good as Oblivion, but I quite liked it.
It was
I
much
think
nicer.
I think it's kind of undeservedly hated. I think part of
I
it is
just-
because of the arrow to the knee thing that became so fucking popular for some reason.
Memes!
And then everybody's like, oh, Skyrim arrow to the knee, and then it's like there's associated with this fucking annoying bullshit that kept going for so fucking long for some fucking reason.
Yeah, but people
just
don't
wanted-
hate on Portal because the cake is a lie.
They do a little bit.
They do.
Do they?
Portal is sort of
Yeah,
seen
it's
as a
not
meme
it's
for
not the
game.
same though, but yeah, they do a little bit, or at least 4chan idiots do. Because they're
Why would
idiots.
anyone consider
just-
anything 4chan says for the sake of anything, though?
Who is this 4chan?
Is that anonymous hacker? Who is 4? Oh god, the fucking dank memes here all of a sudden. But yeah, I enjoyed Skyrim. I did like a YouTube series on some sort of tricks and stuff that you could do, and checked out some mods and stuff. I didn't
I
play it
completed it
nearly
and
as
done
much as Oblivion, but I liked it.
I really
It just had this sort of empty
I
feeling.
really want to finish Skyrim, but that's really only because I have it sitting there in my Steam list looking at me, and I haven't finished it.
I haven't finished it either, because the main storyline is always boring.
So what is fun about it?
The other stuff.
Like,
It's like with Oblivion, like going around closing the Oblivion gates is so fucking tedious. But then you can go do the Assassin's Guild and
Oh, the Oblivion Dark Brotherhood was.
yeah, it's so fucking good, and the Thieves Guild
If
and all this
if
stuff.
Whodunit isn't like your favorite RPG
Yeah,
quest,
yeah.
I don't know what you're playing. Like
It's
you gotta basically play
I
Cluedo.
have
Except you're
to
the baddie.
admit, I played Oblivion for about an hour, maybe 2, and then I shut it off and never played it again. It was boring.
Well, I mean, as you said about the Monster Can guy, there's no law against having the wrong opinion.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You're allowed to be wrong. Also, if you like Morrowind, you're basically an idiot. The same.
Although you should go and try out some Daggerfall, because that's legit retro gaming right there.
I have all the
Christ.
nostalgia for Daggerfall. I really loved that game. And as for Morrowind, I had pretty much the exact same experience as I did with Oblivion. Played it for an hour or two, then got bored and stopped. So in my eyes, Oblivion and Morrowind are basically the same.
No.
Yeah, it's not true.
But that's opinions, whatever. Entitled, etc., etc. Right, so do we have anything else to say about this topic of terrible, terrible games? Anderson, have you ever had this sort of hype bubble burst for you? Or have this thing where everybody gets really involved in something that you don't do and you sort of get left behind?
The new XCOM game, while not anywhere near terrible, was not as good as I'd hoped it would be.
It's pretty easy and stuff, yeah.
I don't know. Again, being the casual that I am, I rarely get hyped for games because I rarely have. I usually buy games because I'm looking through Steam sales and it's like, oh, it's on sale. I wonder what it is. I'll buy it. So, not really that I can. Oh, actually, yes. Huge hype bubble.
Skullgirls or something?
Sid Meier's Beyond Earth.
Oh, yeah, that game was fucking terrible.
I never even bought it.
It's like Civilization in boring.
I didn't think it was fucking terrible, but it was definitely not as good as Civilization, and it was supposed to be way, way better.
Yeah, I'm never gonna play Beyond Earth when I can just load up Civ 5. Like, why the fuck would I? It's just worse in every aspect.
found that they patched Civ 5 to include an After Earth advert as well.
Wow.
Beyond Earth was if you win via the space victory, there's
really?
like, it comes up like just one more turn or win the game.
Yeah.
There's now a third option of go Beyond Earth, and if you click it, it just opens Steam up in your browser with Beyond Earth, like the page to buy it.
Shitty. But yeah, I agree. Beyond Earth, I never got into it because it just feels so hollow and empty and boring in comparison. I don't know why exactly, but it's just
I think
so
everything in
impersonal.
space.
Like, yeah, space in general is a boring fucking place, but you're on a planet, so it's fine, I suppose. But instead of having like Gandhi and fucking Queen Victoria and shit, you have like these random randos without any personality and shitty voice
John
acting.
America.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. All right, I suppose we will wrap it up here then, having exhausted our topics, and no reason to prattle on. Might as well.
Well, we could talk about anime, make that guy happy.
Watch Angel Beats. There we go, done.
All right. So,
if I watch Angel Beats, how am I going to feel? Is it going to make me sad?
Depends if you like are one of those people that can actually make an emotional attachment
Oh,
to
yes.
like media. Like, I mean, some people can watch the saddest shit in the world, doesn't affect them, but like in real life they get shouted at and they cry. But if you connect with fictional characters, then probably you'd be upset.
I almost quit Attack on Titan after the first 2 episodes just because it was so bleak that I honestly wasn't sure I could take it.
Ah, you love Angel Beats then, eh? You get right in on that.
all right. I probably won't watch it. Is there any nudity in it?
No.
I'll not watch it.
Why did you... He already said it was a show with little kids. Are you asking about nudity?
Yeah, it's fucking Japanese. Those
Malaysian
are not
anime.
mutually exclusive in anime, friend. Please.
He's got you there. They're not.
All right. Anyway, let's wrap this up. If you wish to contact us, leave any feedback on anything you've heard, want to espouse your terribly wrong opinions, or want to just shit on Lewish's taste in anime, which is perfectly fine, you can contact us at dopelives@gmail.com. You can reach me on Twitter, dopefish_lives.
I am
Anderson
at Sir Anderson1.
on Twitter, and you have a blog.
Oh.
Do you still want to pimp
Yeah,
that?
I do. siranderson.tumblr.com.
All right. Lewish, do you have a Twitter or anything else that you would like to share with our listeners?
I do. I have a Twitter. It's LewishM was taken, so it's LewishM with U's like LUWUSHUM. All the vowels are U's. LewishM.
All right. It will be linked in the show notes / YouTube description in case you had no idea what he said, because I sure as fuck don't. Anyway, that will be it for us. Thanks so much for listening. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye bye.